I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, and the other morning I woke up slowly and sluggishly, and I could hear the sound of a train. I thought, how is that possible, son? There's no damn train anywhere near this part. How can I be hearing a train in my room? And I slowly opened my eyes, and I got up, and I discovered that I actually was on a train. I was on a goddamn train, traveling to who knows where. I thought, I don't remember ever getting on the train. I remember going to bed last night, and I hadn't been drinking. I hadn't had a whole drink that whole entire day. And I'd gone to bed and just gone to sleep in my bar, in my room. And then I wake up this morning, and I'm on some damn train. I don't know how the hell I got there. And there's only one other person in there. And there's this guy in a suit, with a shaved head, wearing a hat, kind of similar to mine. And I asked him who he was, and he just nodded. And I said, don't you understand me, son? I said, where the hell am I, and who the hell are you, and where is this train going? And he just nodded. He didn't say a damn word. And I thought maybe he doesn't understand English. And then suddenly his cell phone rang, and he answered it, and he started talking, and he was talking English perfectly. And he was American. And I thought, well, why the hell aren't you talking to me, son? And he got his phone, and I thought maybe now that he's talked to somebody, maybe he'll talk to me. So I asked him again, who are you? Where am I? Where's this train going? And he just nodded. This guy is like freaking insane. And he's not going to give me anything, no kind of information whatsoever. So I just pulled back the compartment door, and I just stepped out into the train, and I just walked down the corridor, and I saw a member of staff coming towards me, and I tried to ask him a question, and he just went right past me, ignored me. He didn't say a damn word. What is this? So I carried on walking through the train, and I found myself in the restaurant car. And I went up to the bar, and I said, barman, where are we? And he just looked at me and winked. What the hell is this? And I said, where am I? And he said, you're on the train. I said, I know I'm on a train, son, I'm not stupid. But where is this train going? And he just winked. And he asked me if I'd like a drink. So I said, sure, I have a whiskey, son. I need a goddamn whiskey to settle my nerves. Not knowing what the hell I'm going, what I'm doing here, where I'm going. And he got out a glass, and it was full of milk. And he just stuck it down on the counter. And he went like this, and presented me with milk. And I said, I don't want milk, son. That's not going to settle my nerves. I don't want no goddamn milk. I said, I want a whiskey. And then he got hold of the glass of milk, and he threw it. He threw it against the window and smashed. And I thought, oh, this guy's nuts. You're not supposed to treat a customer like this on the train. You're supposed to give them what they want. So I said, I'll have a damn whiskey, son. And he'll serve me a damn whiskey. So he poured me another milk and put it in front of me. And I was so damn thirsty, I just drank it. I'm not going to argue with this son of a bitch. I'm so damn thirsty, I'm parched. My throat is dry. So I just drank the milk. And then he winked again. I thought, why are you winking, son? What are you winking at me for? And he said nothing. He just winked again. So I thought, I'm not going to get answers out of this guy either. So I just carried on walking down through the restaurant car. And various people sat there eating food, and I asked them, where are we going? And none of them would tell me. Oh, there's so many rude sons of bitches. They just won't tell me a goddamn thing. So I thought maybe the engine, maybe the train driver will know where we're going. The train driver should know where the hell we're going. So I made my way all the way through the train, all the way to the driver. And I found him, and I asked him where we were going, and he just laughed. I said, son, you're going to tell me where we're going, or I'm going to grab hold of you, and I'm going to throw you off this train while it's moving. So I want to know where the hell we're going, what's my destination, what am I doing here? And he just started laughing again. I thought, I'm on a train full of crazy people. Everybody's ignoring me, no one's speaking to me. I noticed that all are paying attention to me are just laughing or winking or nodding. And what do I do in a situation like this, son? I'm surrounded by lunatics. And the train driver, he couldn't stop laughing at me. He just laughed and laughed, and I just walked away. I thought, I'm just going to have to do a tour of this whole damn train and inspect everything and try and find someone that knows what's going on. And I looked out, tried to look outside, but we must have been going through some kind of tunnel or something, because there was nothing out there. It was just black. It was just darkness. And I thought maybe it's not morning, maybe it's actually nighttime, but I couldn't see no stars. No, I couldn't see anything. It was just black. So I thought we must be going through either underground, or we're going through the longest tunnel in existence. And I looked at my watch, and it said it was morning, but there was no daylight outside. So I found that a little strange. I thought, I don't know of any train that goes underground for this long, or that goes through a tunnel this long. So I just made my way back through the train, back where I came. I tried to talk to various people, and still couldn't get nothing. And one person actually spoke. Actually found one passenger, and I said, do you know where the hell we're going? And he said, we'll be there soon. And I said, where, son? Where the hell will we be? And he said, we'll be there soon. I said, is that all you can say? We'll be there soon. This guy couldn't say anything else but that. And I thought, I am definitely on a train full of crazy people. They must have escaped from some kind of asylum. They must have hijacked this train, and for some reason they must have kidnapped me, and they're on some kind of journey to some, well, who knows where. It's some weird goddamn place, I guess. I don't know. I'm completely lost. I found myself back in like the cars, the train cars with the compartments, and I saw this lady coming out of one of the compartments, and she looked really frightened and bewildered. So I went over to her, and I asked her what was wrong, and she told me to get away from her, because I'm just one of the weirdo, crazy people that she's encountered on this train, and she wants no more of this weird craziness. And I told her, I'm not one of these people from this train. I said, I woke up here earlier. I don't know why I'm here, how I got here. She told me that's what's happened to her. She just woke up here like a few hours ago, and she's been trying to investigate and find out what's going on, and she's been getting nothing. And she was so relieved. And she said, thank God I found someone on this train who's not insane. And I said, we should stick together. We should investigate and go through this train together and try to talk to these people all over again. So we did. And we went through all the cars, trying to get information out of people, and we got no luck. Nothing. No kind of, we were no further forward, and it was just a waste of goddamn time. And we just walked through car after car, and the train just seemed impossibly long. It seemed like there were like 3,000 cars, and I thought, you don't get trains this long. I thought, this is impossible. It's like a never-ending train. And then after a while, she suddenly stopped, and she turned around to me and she said, make the right choice. What? What did you say? And she said again, make the right choice. And I thought, what is she talking about? And then she started laughing. She started laughing hysterically. And she was wide-eyed, just laughing and laughing and laughing. And then she suddenly opened the door and threw herself from the train. And then the door just slammed shut. And I thought, oh my God, she's another one of the crazy people from this train. She lied to me. She didn't just wake up here. She was another one of the insane people here. And she just threw herself from the goddamn train. She must have killed herself. I was just completely dumbstruck. So I went into the next car, and it was full of crates. Nothing but crates. And they weren't marked or anything. There was just nothing there. I could hear some kind of weird sounds from inside the crates. And there's all this kind of like rustling and this kind of rumbling sounds. And I tried to get into them, but they were just sealed shut. And I went through into the next train car. And it was like someone's lounge. It was like some like Victorian kind of lounge. And there's a natural goddamn fireplace there. And there was a wingback chair, 2 wingback chairs by the fire. And there was this guy sat there in this red kind of smoking jacket. And he just kind of beckoned me over. And I went over, and he just went like this and towards the other chair. And I found myself sitting down. And he went like this. And he just stared at me. And I said, what do you want, son? I said, who are you? What's going on here? And he just went. And he didn't say a damn word. I just, what is wrong with all these people on this train? They're just all freaking nuts. And he told me he knows who I am. He said, I know that you're Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And he said, you've been a very bad man throughout your life. You've done so many terrible things. And he told me this train, he told me, well, before he told me what the train was, he said, Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, you have been killed in a car crash. You have died. And this is the train that's halfway between heaven and hell. I thought, I don't think so, son. You're just some crazy nut, and you're making this crap up. And he told me that he has heard that I've been growing a conscience, and I've started to do good things. And he knew that I had gotten rid of the devil worshippers in my town when they came to try and take the place over. Now, I don't know how he knew about that, because mostly everyone that was involved in that was killed. So somehow he knew about that, and he started telling me all these things about my life, and there's no way he could have known any of these things. So I started to think maybe I have died, and this is the train that's halfway between heaven and hell. And he said to me that I'm on my way to heaven. Even though I've been bad, I'm on my way to heaven. And I thought, well great, that's all fine. So all the bad I did, it was okay. And he said, you've misunderstood. And he said, you're on your way to heaven to be judged for all the bad you've done. And then you will be punished. And he said, the only way to avoid this is he said he was going to give me one more chance. I have one more chance to return to Earth and carry on living my life, but I've got to be bad. I've got to ignore my conscience and not do any good things. I've got to carry on being the bad Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle that I always was. Otherwise, I'm going off to heaven to be judged for doing all the bad things. And I thought, what happens if I carry on doing bad? And he told me I'm going to go to hell. And I said, so if I go to heaven, I'll be judged. And what happens after I'm judged? And he said, well, you'll go to hell. So I said, so I'm going to hell either way. So I'm basically screwed. And he said, yes, that's right, Nathaniel. You're completely screwed. But he said, this way, if you carry on being bad, you get to live a little bit longer. But if you decide you enjoy having a conscience and you don't want to go back and be bad anymore, you still stay dead now. Then you're off to heaven to be judged, then you're going to hell now. But if you decide to be bad again, then you're going back and you're going to live a whole long life where you get to be bad for years more to come. So I said, okay, I'll be bad then. I'll give up my conscience and I'll carry on being bad. And he was pleased with my choice. And then I suddenly found myself waking up on the side of the road. And I looked round, and there was a car next to me on its roof. And I had been in a car crash. Did any of that really happen? Or was it just a dream? And I thought, I can't take the chance. Because what if I start doing good things and give in to my conscience, then I could be snuffed out. And I'll go to hell straight away. So I thought, I'm going to carry on being bad. I'll give up my conscience and be the bad Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. If I can. Depends on whether my conscience becomes too strong.